What more could anybody want? An amazing backdrop of Ibiza in an amazing villa with the one and only, the voice of house music. I'm here with the man himself, Mr. Peyton Christopher. How are you?
Just Peyton, actually.
I know, but I always like to call you Peyton Christopher.
But you know, you do realize that my name is Christopher Peyton.
Yes, I do
Okay,
that.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
I do that.
A lot of people now, they seem to be getting Peyton Christopher. It's like it's gone, you know,
Full
like almost like it's
circle.
like the official, you know, reversal of my name. But I mean, whose last name would be Christopher?
Well, I know. So the son of a preacher man, and thank you very much for agreeing to do this wonderful interview today and inviting us to your humble abode.
Any chance to have a little time with you, Soraya?
Oh, what more could I ask for?
Well, you probably could ask for quite a bit more, but
Really?
I wouldn't necessarily give it. But my time is all yours.
Oh, bless you.
As
Thank
is
you.
my villa.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, thank you, as I said, for inviting us to your humble abode, because I know that you're flying off this afternoon to LA. Tell us a little bit about your foundation, and then we'll talk about the music, because that's really passionate and it shows what kind of a guy you are as being the soul man.
Oh, well, it's not my foundation. I wish I could claim that, but it is a foundation that I wrote a song for about 3 years ago. The name of the foundation is Always Up, and they're based in LA, and it's a foundation that helps kids who are very bright to pursue higher education, but helps to bridge that gap between their ambitions and higher education.
Are these underprivileged children?
These are kids that have quite often come from quite difficult backgrounds and perhaps do not have, you know, the means to pursue higher education, but they have the brains, you know, and they've got the ambition, they've got the drive. So it's a really wonderful foundation, and I wrote a song which is on my album Sinners Got Soul 2, which just came out a few months ago. And so I'm going to be a part of the summit they do once a year with the kids to get them ready for school and to give the kind of what I'm calling the like a Peyton version of a TED Talk.
That's amazing.
It'll be a little bit TED Talk, a little bit, you know, music, because I'm going to punctuate it with songs, and talk about, you know, the issue of fear, something that we all live with.
That's amazing, and to give them that encouragement to follow and pursue their dreams is a wonderful thing to be able to do, isn't it?
Listen, anything, you know, any way whatsoever that you can do to improve other people's lives. In the end, I read the other day, it's just, you know, everything that you do for yourself you take with you, but everything you do for others carries on, you know, and it's like, it's true, you know, we spend our lives being completely self-consumed, and I'm guilty of it too, you know.
Well, I don't know about that. Being the son of a preacher man, you can definitely tell that you've been brought up with a lot of love, and you've got a lot of love to give. Well,
That's
I mean,
true.
I know you personally, and I know what you stand for as a man.
That's true.
And the full bones of you.
But
as
even
a man.
you know, being an artist,
you can be a diva.
Being self-absorbed kind of comes with the territory, and you have to.
Me, she can be a diva.
You have to keep yourself in check.
Yeah. So let's talk about the album then, and I've got to say that my mother's favourite track, because she was very, very fortunate to listen to it before you did the showcase and everything, and congratulations how well it's done.
Thank you.
But Carry You is my favourite.
Ah, is it?
Oh, absolutely. I just think that the lyrics to it, it's really hooky, but you can just tell where it's come from. And
yeah.
I think it's it's just an amazing song.
Ah.
And like driving down the M62 back in the UK, and it came on Radio 2.
It's on Radio 2.
Go, Peyton. And we was all screaming in the car. Even my mum, when she went, he's on. It was just brilliant. So where did you get the inspiration for that from?
Well, do you know what, that song, I actually wrote that song many years ago. It was, I was doing a collaboration with David Penn, who, of course, is, you know, a fantastic Spanish house music producer. Well, no, producer and DJ, but, you know, he's I mean, for me, he's one of my favorite house music producers based in Madrid. And he had asked me to come over and let's do a collaboration to do something a bit more pop, a bit more mainstream radio, because both of us coming from dance music. Yeah. So he'd sent me some chords. I wrote that. So I had a friend at the time that was going through a really very tough situation. So I sort of, you know, wrote the words inspired from that. Yeah. And but we never kind of finished that project. So it stayed for years, sort of dormant. And then a few years ago, when I started working on this album, I pulled that out and asked the executive producer that I was working with on Sinners Got Soul 2, James Reynolds, if he'd be interested in, you know, what he thought. And he was like, yeah, he loved the track. So we took it in a different direction. And the video. And the video is amazing. The video is amazing.
But it's just got Peyton written all over it.
Well, Peyton and yeah, the production company is called the Rabbit Hole Group that I worked with on both of my videos and all the artwork. But
as I'm
yes.
walking around your villa, actually, I think there's 11 flamingos. I've seen.
Have you noticed that there are flamingos
everywhere
in the videos that are not necessarily so hidden. There are a few ones that if you blink you might miss them. But we had to continue the flamingo theme in the videos. Oh, love it.
So the other night I went to Eden and I saw the wonderful Angie Brown, and she performed with the symphonic orchestra.
Wow, waste of time.
Amazing. And I know you did the most brilliant gig in Sydney. Tell me a little bit about that with the orchestra.
With Ignite, yeah. That was a bit of a dream, because when I first saw, the Pete Tong Ibiza proms thing that he did at the Royal Albert Hall, I just remember thinking, wow,
I need to do
that. Would be that would be my ideal gig. I'm not. I as a rule, try to keep myself from being jealous, because jealousy is a very destructive emotion. But I remember watching that and thinking, I'm jealous. I want to be that guy doing those. This is for me. So when the opportunity came up through a promoter in Sydney called Dan Murphy, he put on these events in conjunction with Vivid, the light festival that they do in Sydney. So it was incredible. We're in the Sydney Recital Hall. The Vivid Festival had actually. They'd done all the lighting, so there's an incredible laser light show, full orchestra, choir.
And you come from the back of the audience.
And I came out from the back singing A Higher Place, and had that reception of everybody just sort of jumping up and saying, yes.
People walking all around, their faces on the ground. Sometimes it seems life ain't worth living. Bills piling high up at the door. It's when you think you can't take no more, you wanna lay down and just give in. Here's what you gotta do. Lift your head up high. Move your body to the rhythms of the bluer sky. Put this whole world behind you where it belongs. Close your eyes and come with me, let's sing a different song. We're moving on up to a higher place, where the people sing and dance under amazing grace. Just one more time, see the sun come shining down. Hands up in the air, take you higher. We ought to ask ourselves the same. Is that just someone else's game? Is there a place beyond confusion? So meaning that we do not know, some place that we are meant to go, or is it just one more delusion? Well, here's what you gotta do. Lift your head up high, move your body to the rhythm of the blue sky.
Every time I watch the video, it's just because Sydney is a place in the world that I feel very much at home.
I know. How many times have you done the Sydney Mardi Gras? You've got a massive fan base out there.
Yeah,
why not?
And a lot of them have become like family. I've become very close to a lot of people there. So when I go back there, it's just I get a lot of love, a lot of support. So to do that there was really special.
So Peyton, I'm going to ask you a question now, because I know we spend quite a lot of time together, but I've never really asked you this. If you could do a collaboration with anyone, who would it be?
That's a good question. And up until a few years ago, I would have always known the answer immediately, and it would have been George Michael. I was a very big George Michael fan for all the reasons I guess everybody else is, but he was, for me, as a male vocalist,
the best male vocalist we've ever produced from the UK.
But it was the vocals, of course, are incredible. It was his writing. I still study his writing, and as a writer, a songwriter, I look at it and I draw a lot of inspiration from the way he wrote, the way he managed to dig so deep.
He wrote Careless Whisper at 16, and I think I remember him saying that he got that the riff on the sax while he was on a bus. Obviously, I've read all his biographies.
Yeah.
And which is an amazing riff, and it's a monumental riff that nobody ever forgets. So I think that's something that, as both of us are fans of his, I think I'm glad that is your.
Yeah, I think because I can see I know in myself over the years the way I've evolved and grown as a songwriter, as a performer. I can see it, I can hear it even, in, and so I see it in his sort of trajectory. And I've got a few years left before I'm 50. Let's hope I make it past 50 to be here a little bit longer.
Was it your 32nd birthday yesterday.
Yeah, my 30 seconds. I've got 18 years left to 50. That's wonderful.
Yes.
But
So
you know, yeah. But so since then, I don't know. You know, I mean, there's so many artists I love, but you know, that feeling of just passion for an artist, you know, it's not equal with anybody. Yeah.
I get that. So, what you got coming up in the future then?
We are about to release the 3rd single from the album.
Yes.
It's called Jericho. And we're in the process of doing, I mean, you know, you've seen both videos. The 3rd video will complete this trilogy, and it will be mind-blowing. Wow, yeah. And we are getting remixes done now, and yeah, so that's a big project at the moment. It's getting everything together for another big single release. And apart from that, you know, I've just launched an event in Ibiza called Sinners Got Soul 2, which is also the name of the album. But we're doing events here, which are based around, even the album's not a house, you know, music album. The album is actually more of a soulful sort of pop album, but I'm, you know, creating these events which are based around,
uplifting.
Yeah, it's a nice balance between, you know, ballads and you know, but there's no 4/4 you know, kick drums in it. You know, after a 16-year career in dance music, I am ready for change. Yeah, I'm ready to you know, to change. I mean, we'll always get remixes done, and you know, God knows dance music is always going to be in my blood, but I just, as an artist, needed to, you know, to be pushing myself in a different direction and not feel confined by that.
With the greatest respect, you know, obviously the voice of Head Candy, you've been there, you've done it, you've bought the T-shirt, and now it's time for you to decide what you want to do. And
Well, the Head Candy thing was a very long time ago. You know, that was literally 2003 to 2005, and then the label got bought out by Minister of Sound. And to be honest, that had really nothing to do with the label since. You know,
but you are associated.
I am.
Yeah,
still.
That you did, and
of course.
Still, and obviously the legendary. You are the voice of Head Candy.
Yeah, well, so what people keep telling me,
well,
but
it's fact.
I love
that's
that.
What it is. Well,
that's just because you know,
I'm
your favorite person from that. You know, that's all that is. There were many wonderful voices of Head Candy, and you're one of the voices of Head Candy, and we're both certainly the voices of Fierce Angel. Now that will.
Well, that's great of you to say.
That's for true. Come on, you and me. You and me collectively must have more tracks on Fierce Angel Records than, you know, I mean, any other artist.
I think it's because Mark actually likes us, you know.
You reckon?
I think so. But do we actually like him?
That is the question.
Well, listen, you've definitely got soul. Everything about you. I know what you are, and I love you dearly as the man you are, and I respect you as an artist, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much.
I wish you an amazing journey to LA to do the good things.
Thank you.
Send me love to your lovely parents.
I will indeed.
And have a safe flight.
I will indeed. Thank you for being here and taking the time to chat with me.
Thank you for making us so welcome.
Oh, honey, you are always welcome in my house.
Peyton.
Mi casa es tu casa.
Muchas gracias.